Imagine you buy the most anticipated video game of the year. You log in and your character is placed in a beautiful sunny field. There are no monsters, there are no puzzles, there is no risk of dying. You just walk around forever. How long until you turn off the console? 10 minutes? 20? Welcome back to Earth Online, the player's manual. When we look at our real lives, we constantly ask the universe, why is this so hard? Why did I have to experience this trauma, this heartbreak, this financial ruin? We beg for the game to be easy. But from the perspective of the player, your divine soul, an easy game is a completely pointless game. Today, we are looking at the boss fights of your life. We are going to completely redefine your trauma, shifting it from meaningless suffering into raw XP experience points. In gaming, why do developers put massive, terrifying bosses at the end of a level? Because defeating the boss is the only way your character can earn enough experience points to level up and unlock new skills. In Earth Online, your soul does the exact same thing. Before you logged into this avatar, you specifically programmed certain boss fights into your code. We often call these soul contracts. It might be a toxic boss, a difficult family member, or a sudden illness. The soul didn't program this to punish you. Karma isn't punishing you, as we learned in episode 3. The soul programmed this obstacle because it contains the exact packet of XP you need to evolve your consciousness. But here is where the glitch happens. Most of us never collect the XP, we just take the damage. In the nature of this dualistic world, while pain is an inevitable part of the physical simulation, suffering is entirely optional. Suffering is what happens when the avatar resists the script. When a boss fight happens, the avatar screams, "This isn't fair! This shouldn't be happening to me! I am a victim!" That resistance, that refusal to accept the reality of the game, creates a loop of intense suffering. You get stuck in the level, fighting the same boss over and over across multiple lifetimes, getting beaten down every time. But what happens when you switch to the player's perspective? When you step into the role of the pure observer, when you stop defining the event as a tragedy and simply accept it as what is happening right now, the dynamic instantly changes. The moment you drop the resistance, the boss's attacks stop feeling like a personal punishment. You start to see the patterns. You realize, oh, this heartbreak is teaching me boundaries. This financial loss is teaching me self-reliance. The pain converts directly into XP. You level up. And once you level up, the game engine never makes you fight that exact same boss again. Let's take this concept of resistance even deeper. The channeled entity Bashar, through Darreck, perfectly explains why we get stuck fighting these bosses. Bashar teaches that absolutely all pain and suffering, whether physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual, stems from one single root cause: resisting your natural self. In gaming terms, your natural self has perfect stats for a very specific playstyle. But instead of playing your natural class, you try to force your avatar to be someone else because of society's shoulds, fear, or shame. You are a mage trying to play as a heavy armor warrior, and you wonder why every single fight is a painful struggle. Here is the biggest lie we tell ourselves in the spiritual community: I have to suffer in order to grow. I must endure pain to earn my experience points. Bashar tells us that this is a completely mismatched belief system. Pain is never an inherent requirement of the game. It is a glitch. It is a choice we unconsciously make by holding on to negative beliefs that convince us suffering is mandatory. Because the game engine is neutral, remember there are no victims, only the meaning you assign to the data. Your avatar's pain is simply a dashboard warning light. It symbolizes an unresolved belief, like a chronic illness triggered by the hidden code: I am not worthy of being whole. So why does the suffering persist? Why do we stay stuck in the loop? Because of the shame cycle. When you are on a spiritual path, you start judging yourself for feeling pain. You think, I should be better than this by now. That judgment acts like a firewall, protecting the negative belief and keeping it hidden. Bashar says believing you don't need pain isn't enough to beat the level. You have to know it, and knowing requires action. You have to stop judging the pain, dig straight through the fear, and expose the corrupted code running your avatar. So, how do you practically stop suffering and start extracting the XP? Sometimes the lesson is buried so deep in our subconscious that our mental body can't figure it out. We keep asking, why is this happening? But all we hear is our own ego complaining. This is where your BodyMaitre practice becomes your ultimate strategy guide. Instead of staying stuck in the emotion, we hit the pause button. We use the pendulum to bypass the avatar's complaints and speak directly to the player. We ask the charts, what is the core spiritual lesson embedded in this current conflict? Is there a past life program causing me to repeat this level? What blocks and interferences within my four bodies causing the repetitive pattern? What specific energy do I need to integrate to defeat this boss? Once the pendulum reveals the truth, maybe the lesson is forgiveness, maybe it's reclaiming personal power, or maybe it is a parallel life influences. The light bulb goes off. The confusion disappears. You use the BodyMaitre command deck protocols to clear the trauma from your four bodies, effectively downloading the XP directly into your spiritual hard drive. The boss fight is over. If you are going through a dark time right now, I am not going to give you toxic positivity and say just smile. Boss fights are hard. They drain your health. They test your limits. But I am asking you to stop wasting your pain. Stop playing the victim of a game you chose to log into. Drop the resistance. Use your tools and resources to find the hidden data, extract the XP, level up your avatar, and move forward. The next level is waiting, and the graphics are beautiful. Up until now, we've talked about playing by the rules of the simulation, but what happens when you learn how to bend them? In the next episode, we are going to look at the cheat codes of Earth Online, how energy healing, intention, and frequency can literally alter the code of your reality. I'm Darreck, go get your XP, see you in the next level.